Welcome, family, to King Speaks. And I'm your host, Joseph Abraham. And today I have a wonderful topic that I really want to get into. So, you guys, hopefully, you got your notepads and your pencils because we're going to dive deep. And, a lot of the questions that have been being asked to me is how to create space for the success. People are asking, well, how do I bring the success in? What do I have to do? And it's very simple, but you have to be disciplined in order to tap into the success that you truly want. And it's going to be some simple steps that you have to apply, but it takes discipline. It's simple, but if you have a hard time being disciplined, this might be hard for you, even though it's simple, right? So this is where the self-work, the self-motivation, the self-conscious, where you come in to actually apply in your life, okay? So the first thing you want to do, you want to create an atmosphere. You want to create in your mind. Everything starts off with your mind. If you cultivate your mind to receive success, you'll be able then to attract success so it can come in. What does that look like? What that looks like is you planning out what you want that success to be. What is it? Any goals, any admiration? You choose what you want your success to be. Okay? So, number one, we know it's mental. You have to see what are you focusing on now, and what you're focusing on now, those thoughts of no value, you need to check those thoughts and actually replace them with the success that you truly want. Okay? So say for example, you're thinking about maybe just going for a run. I don't know, right? It could be simple things that you can do to apply. So it could be things like if you like to play video games, you're like, I'm thinking about playing video games, or I'm thinking about a bill. You need to transform that thought and put it on the success that you truly want. Like, okay, this thought is coming up. You're taking too much room. So I'm going to think about something else. I'm going to think about what I need to succeed. I need to know what it looks like. So you need to ask yourself, what does it look like when I want to be successful? What does that even look like? Can you smell it? Can you taste it? Can you see it? So then you begin to write that down, and that take mental real estate in your mind. So majority of the time you're thinking about the success and what it looks like. So throughout your day, you're just thinking about what it looks like to be successful, what you need to do to be successful, creating enough room. Because if there's not room for success to come in, it won't come. Okay? Because if you already filled up with junk, or something else has your attention, it's going to be hard for you to attract the success that you truly want. The study shows that we think 75% negatively naturally as human beings. So your job is to bring that down to at least 25%. Okay? And the great thing is we can change it. We can change every thought that comes into our mind by literally focusing on what we do want. So when those negative thoughts actually comes in, you're able to transmute it to a positive thought, and you can go back to the success that you want. And look, you could play around with this thing, guys. You can actually wait till the negative thoughts come, because if it's 75% of the time negative thoughts actually comes in, that's a great indicator that you can actually change your mind step by step. So if you forget to think about it, just let the negative thought be the reminder. Like, oh, there go a negative thought. I need to replace this with the success. And when that success when that thought come, you want to spend at least a minute or two thinking about, meditating on what the success looks like. Okay? Because negative thoughts, sometimes they can linger for 10 minutes, hours. So the same amount of time that you would spend on that negative thought or the thought that you don't want to come in, spend that on your thinking about success, right? So this is how you train your mind to create space, because the more space that you have in your mental space, right? The more space that you have there, the more success that can come in, the more ideas that you will have to get there even faster, because our bodies, our minds, this universe, it's all working for us. But we need to spend time building up that muscle to think positively and on the success that we truly want. Second, we need our physical space that's around us, right? It needs to be your phone. You need that success, whatever it is, that goal that you want. It needs to be on your phone when you wake up. It needs to be in your car. You need to be listening to it. You need to be seeing it. The first thing that you wake up to, it needs to be maybe a poster on your wall, and you writing it down in your journal of what you're going to do today to actually get to that point, right? And you must be around the community and the environment of people that actually will support your success. So once you have that, then you're able to cultivate. Now I call it like a atmosphere. It's an atmosphere. Everything is catering to your success, and so you can succeed. Are you strolling on Instagram looking at negativity? If that's the case, that's going to hurt you. You need to be focusing on things where your eye gates and your ear gates, and it's feeding that success, your goal. It's you're becoming overwhelmed. You need to be overwhelmed by the success. Every time you look around, you need to see something that reminds you of where you want to be and actually the goal that you want to have. Hey, are you frustrated and unclear about your purpose in life? And maybe you feel like you're tired at working at the job or the career that you have or the business. Maybe you have some success, but you don't feel that fulfillment. Well, I'm here with great news. You can go to kingspeakslife.com right now and connect to our coaching programs and also our community of high achievers that's actually living in their purpose and fulfillment and living a life that they can spend more time with their family and they can enjoy more of life, okay? Because 98% of us actually leave this earth without living the life we were meant to have. So head over there and enjoy the rest of the episode. Peace. So you can accomplish, okay? So that's mental, and then you have the physical. Now, here's the action part. You take action towards that success. You start to do little things. You don't have to do big things, because you're building up enough energy and enough mental and physical capacity to actually pull it towards you. Okay? It's a saying, what you want actually wants you too. Because it's looking to be birthed in this world, and you're channeling that energy. You're tapping into that energy where it can give birth to, right? A seed is always looking for the right soil so it can produce, and it has to be the correct soil. So once you have it running in your mind, and then you start to set your atmosphere to cater to that success, and then you actually start to take action. This is the secret sauce, guys. If you do this, it won't be as hard. You won't have to go out there and hustle and bustle to get what you're trying to get, to receive that success. It will just be right there. Those little synchronicities will begin to reveal themselves to you, because the mind, if you keep constantly, whatever you focus on, that's where energy flows, right? That's what emotion is. Emotion is energy just in motion. So you choose what you want to focus on. If you want to focus on your success day in and day out, you're going to receive it. I'm telling you this. I'm telling you guys this. It works all the time, but it takes discipline. And this is another thing, since I'm talking about discipline. Discipline, it's everything when you're trying to achieve something, because discipline comes in with consistency. It doesn't come in with feeling. Like, when as soon as you say the word discipline, I promise you, you might feel like you don't want to do anything the next day, right? And that's when discipline kicks in. Are you still going to do the thing, right? Are you still going to go after the plan, or are you still going to meet up with the person or the business meeting? Are you still going to talk to people when you don't feel like it? Discipline is so important. Yes, these are easy steps that we can do, but discipline, if you don't have discipline, you don't have nothing. So I challenge you today. If you do this for 21 days, you will begin to see things open up to you that you would have missed if you weren't thinking about success. If your mind was flooded with garbage, things that doesn't serve you. If you do this for 21 days, you will begin to pick up the little breadcrumbs where success is talking to you and your future is running to you. We don't always have to run to our future. Our future will run to us depending on what we do now. It all depends on how we respond in the now. And discipline is the key source to obtaining our success, to attracting what we want, where we don't have to work as hard. All you have to do is align yourself up with the thing that you want, because you cannot be the same person trying to obtain something you never had. So you're going to have to do something that you never done in order to obtain that thing. Things align. You don't see ducks flying with dogs. That don't align, because dogs don't fly, right? You see animals, they align with the same type of birds. You're never going to see multiple birds hanging out. That's not normal. You're going to see doves with doves. You're going to see, blue jays with blue jays. Those are the animals. You're going to see swans with swans. That's how they operate. And if you don't sound like us, if you don't talk like us, it's going to be hard for who you're trying to be to understand what you're saying. Meaning, what do you mean by that? Who you're trying to be? So, for example, if you want to be, maybe you want to own a trucking company. If you don't know anything about trucks or running a business, say you're a ballerina teacher and you want to go in and and start running a business day one, talking about, I this is something that I like, so I'm going to just do it. If you're entering the trucking business with that mentality, you're going to fail. So you have to begin to do research about trucks and understanding it. What is the language that they use? How can I? Because you're going to have, if you're going to have employees under you that's in the truck, some truck drivers, you need to understand their mentality. You need to understand when they're burnt out. If they're saying, hey, I'm not burnt out, I could go 10 more hours. You need to know certain patterns, and you need to understand how to communicate to them so you don't end up losing your business because you allowed one of the truck drivers to actually go and drive another 10 hours. But by law, they're only supposed to drive, I believe, 12 hours, right? And if you don't know these things and you just allow them to do whatever they want, you could be in some big trouble because you don't communicate. You don't speak the language. And it's going to be hard for people to trust you because you don't speak their language. Okay? The highest form of communication is for people to understand what you're trying to say, not what they're not. It's not the other way around. You must to be a high communicator and to have high success. You must be able to assume what people are saying without them even saying the word. All right. So I'm going back to discipline because I know a lot of you don't like to hear this word discipline because we're just so used to doing things and just expecting things to work out. Like if I just go outside and I never ran before, I'm like, hey, I can run 10 miles and nonstop. That's not possible. You must begin to train these habits. You must put these habits in your routine daily. It must be a daily thing. You must build this muscle, because I can tell you, you can put it in your mental, you can set the atmosphere, but if you don't do the consistency so the universe can bring it to you, because imagine if someone had like $1 million, guys. Say someone had $1 million and they say, you know what? I want to give it to this person that I always see at this bus stop. But imagine the day they come to give you the $1 million, you don't show up at the bus stop. That's what life does. That's what, the energies around us do. Everything caters for our success. God wants you to win. Okay? And if you don't show up when that blessings come, if you don't show up, if nobody's there, then it has to go to the next person that's consistent. Don't miss out on your breakthrough. Don't miss out on your success, and don't make it hard on yourself, because you need to learn consistency, because everything around us is consistent. The weather, the earth, the animals, they're consistent. They act in a consistent base. They're acting consistently. Every day a lion goes out to eat. I never seen a lion not go eat if it's not injured. You must be consistent and disciplined. And this is how you'll be able to attract the success that you truly want. So until next time, see you guys. Stay blessed